Alright, hey, what's up, guys? So today we're gonna teach ourselves how to race, or just get better at racing in general. So this clip is me going around the track one time, and I'm gonna show you about braking, throttle, pace, lines, tire management, differential, aero, and steering. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so right here. Alright, so right here, I'm downshifting. So whenever I brake, I'm braking right here, and I'm downshifting. As you can see, I shifted as soon as I could without breaking the gearbox, but I'm using the gearbox to slow me down more, and so that way I don't have to overheat my brakes and lock up. And I'm steering really hard to get the car to turn while braking, and so now I'm gonna turn the wheel, and it's straight. As you can see, it's perfectly straight. And I turn a little bit more. So right here, I have applied throttle. Now I'm turning a little bit, and I'm on full throttle right now. Now I'm braking. I'm pumping the brake actually, so that way the car gets provoked to turn more. And now, right here, as you can see, my wheel is slightly tilted. It's not all the way over there. I don't need to excessively steer, but as you can see right here, I'm applying throttle and my wheel has not turned so sharp. And now I'm turning because now I have downforce, so I can maneuver. And so we'll move on to the next thing. Alright, so the next thing is going to be differential. So whenever you have a higher differential, it's more locked. So it makes all the wheels turn at the same exact speed, but it also does create a lot of tire wear. But I mean, you do get some great grip, but in terms of like overall, like in a race, it's alright to have some differential, but you want to cut it down as much as you possibly can, so that way you could cut down on tire wear, because they all spin at different speeds and they don't have to burn out just to match each other's speeds. And unlock differential, you'll have to manage gas and throttle more inside of corners than you could just let off of gas. You can't really do that. It's like a lot of managing into corners and out of corners and in the middle of a corner, so that way you don't spin out, overdo your throttle, or overdo your braking. Those rules apply. So right here, I'll let off gas so that way the car can turn more, and I snap the wheel a little bit to get it turned, and I go back to steering partially straight, as much straight as I can get. And now I had applied throttle like I start applying throttle right here. This is where I start applying throttle, and I straighten up, and this is where I'm on max throttle right here. And so basically, I'm downshifting, I'm pumping the brake to get as much angle to turn, and I turn, and I don't want to turn too much, because as soon as I get out of this corner, it's going to want to snap over to that left side because I turned so much. But right here, I'm applying throttle, and right here, I'm max throttle. Now I'm just going to hammer it. Braking. Right here, I'm applying throttle, and I'm at full throttle. Now, if I were to go full throttle, right now, I would spin out. Or if I were to go a little over half, I would just start spinning my wheels. Ideal times you want to go flat out or go over half is whenever you have about that much steering angle or less. I mean, right there is pretty good. You can flat out right there and just steer a little bit afterwards. But I chose to steer a little later. And so basically, right here, I'm pumping the brake and I'm not even touching the gas. And now I'm straightening it up. I've touched the gas to promote it to turn since it's unsettled. And so right here I start applying throttle and I full throttle and go through that turn smoothly. Okay, so we're going to talk about lines here. So right here, this is a right-hand turn. It's flat out. Easy. So right here, I don't even brake. I'll start turning in. And right here, I'm riding the line. And I go as straight as possible so that way my tires don't overheat through the turn. And right here, I start turning early to get through that turn as fast as possible. I start straight. I'll straighten my wheels again so that way my tires don't overheat. And I start turning again. I downshift to prevent myself from spinning out by keeping the differential, like, it's not locked, but the differential is high RPMs. You get more grip, but low RPMs at a lower speed, you have more of a chance of spinning out. And see, I could have used more track, but I didn't. Right here. I could have used a whole lot more of that curb. And I could have straightened out a little bit earlier. So that way I hit more of that curb. But I did pretty good right there. And right here I'm braking. But I'm right back on throttle right here. Right here, I'll let off throttle so that way it turns enough to where I won't get a penalty. And then I'm right back on throttle as soon as I know I can be on there. I'm braking and turning. I'm also pumping the brake so that way it turns more. Pumping is pretty good to use. And right here, I'm putting throttle about 35%, 40%, 60%, trying to promote it to turn, and straight, it's 100% right here. If you hear it, right here, because right here, 100% throttle right at that steering angle doesn't really matter as long as you can keep it well enough in range. So right there, I can put down 100% power and subtly turn. I'm turning, as you can see, so that way I don't spin out, but I'm also going to ride this line just enough to where I'm good, and that's how you exit the corner. And just like that, that is one lap at Qatar.